What if the world around you, your job, your name, your stories, your identity, was just one version of you, living inside a carefully designed simulation? Not a video game, not the Matrix, but something far more advanced and far more personal. Because this illusion was tailor-made for you. You're not just a human in a body, you're a multidimensional signal, broadcasting through time, space, and memory. And this whole realm? It's a reality overlay, a classroom, a stage, a dream. And the moment you start to question it, to feel the edges of the illusion, you begin to wake up. And when that happens, reality starts glitching, dreams feel too real, time bends, and you start remembering things no one told you. Let's break it down. This world, it feels solid. It looks real. It hurts. It loves. It changes you. But what if it's more like a game? One where you're wearing a high-tech visual reality headset. You strap it on, and suddenly, you're here. A body, a family, a story, a planet. You start reacting to everything around you, forgetting that you're actually the one who put the headset on. The trick is, the game is really good. The best tech in the multiverse. The emotions feel real. The pain feels real. The victories, the heartbreaks, the silence, the stars, all of it. Extremely convincing until something glitches. You meet someone. You have a weird dream. You remember something you were never taught. Or you catch yourself thinking, why does this feel like I've been here before? And then it hits you. You never left the spirit realm. You're still in the room where this whole journey began. You're the one sitting there, headset on, fully immersed in the experience. The body is your avatar. The world is the code. But you, the real you, are still at home. When you die, you don't go anywhere. You just take the goggles off and remember who's been playing the whole time. But what about when you're not dead? What about the dreams that feel more real than real? The déjà vu you can't explain? The visions, flashes, downloads, the feeling that you just came back from somewhere else? That's the astral realm. And no, you don't need to die to get there. You've already been going there every night. You just forget. Your body sleeps. But you, the part of you behind the goggles, never stops moving. Every time you dream, space out, meditate, or even get fully absorbed in a memory or creative flow, you shift out of the physical layer. You slip into the field. Most of the time, you're not conscious of it, but you're there. The astral realm isn't random. It's not just some cloudy dream space. It has structure, rules, coordinates. Think of it as an energetic layer overlaid on top of physical reality, but not limited to it. It spans dimensions and timelines. There are areas of the astral dedicated to healing. Yes, real healing. Many wake up feeling better without knowing why. Replays of your past, loops, traumas, unresolved situations. Training grounds where you meet your spirit guides, learn new skills, or receive downloads. Alternate versions of Earth. You visit them more than you think. Exit points, doors out of the simulation entirely, rarely accessed consciously. Some people access it consciously through lucid dreaming, astral projection, near-death experiences, high meditation states, spontaneous episodes like during trauma, fever, or childbirth. Others do it passively, in default mode, while sleeping, then wake up with only fragments or a strange feeling. Every time you close your eyes and lose awareness of your physical surroundings, you don't stop existing. You just log into a different interface. You're not making it up. You're navigating real spaces with your non-physical body. And the more aware you become of it, the more control you have over where you go and what you do once you're there. Reality doesn't move in a straight line. It branches like train tracks, splitting at every decision, belief, and emotion. What we call a timeline is just a specific route through infinite options. Right now, you're on one track. But with a shift in frequency, a change in your dominant emotional state, thought pattern, or belief, you jump. That's what's called a quantum jump. The moment your internal state shifts enough to place you on a new version of reality. Some are subtle, micro jumps, a slight change in mood, a different thought, a quiet nudge to go left instead of right. Others are massive, life-rerouting events, a breakup, a spiritual awakening, a decision that changes everything. That's a macro quantum jump, a leap into an entirely different chapter. And it doesn't just happen once in a lifetime. You jump timelines dozens, even hundreds of times per day. Each charged thought, emotional spike, or intuitive choice reroutes your track. That near-miss accident, timeline jump, that gut feeling to leave a room, jump. Waking up with a new idea, jump. Changing your route to work, jump. Choosing not to send that text, big jump. You also jump collectively. That's the Mandela effect. A shared timeline shift where the new version doesn't match everyone's memory, and old data leaves a trace. It happens when enough people shift realities, but fragments of the old still echo through the field like a glitch in the projection. That's why multitudes remember it one way, and others swear it was never like that. That's the Mandela effect. Berenstain Bears? Or was it Berenstein? Thousands recall the E, but it's always been A, officially. The Monopoly Man? You see him with a monocle, right? He never had one. Not in this timeline. Luke, I am your father? That iconic Star Wars line? It was never said. The actual line is, no, I am your father. But somehow, we all remember it. That's the Mandela effect. A breadcrumb from another version of reality. Now let's explore. How does reality actually shift? Every thought, emotion, spoken word emits a frequency. That frequency shapes your external experience. The universe doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to what you expect. Your dominant emotional state becomes your tuning fork, pulling you into the timeline that matches it. Say, I always get sick in winter. And guess what? You tune into that reality. Think, people like me never find real love? That becomes your signal, therefore, your reality. Even small things, like expecting traffic or saying, I never have time, lock you into loops where those become your truth. And no, your imagination is not just you making things up. It's a glimpse of another reality that already exists. A portal to the timelines you're capable of entering. If you can picture it and feel it, you've already brushed up against it in the field. That version is real. Now it's up to you to match it. Speak like it's done. Act like it's done. Feel like you already are that version. That's how timeline jumping works. You're not changing the world. You're choosing which version of it to experience. And every time you remember that, you just jumped again. By now you know the basics. Your thoughts, emotions, and choices shift you constantly. You're not stuck in one timeline. You're surfing them. So the question is no longer if you shift, it's, are you doing it consciously? That's what mastery looks like. You don't chase the outcome. You embody the version of you who already lives there. You speak like them, walk like them, feel like them, even when your 3D reality still shows the old script. It's not pretending, it's remembering. The moment you tune into that version with your full energy, the field starts to rearrange. Here's where most people get tripped up. They try to manifest, then check if it worked. But that checking is a signal of doubt, and doubt changes the frequency. True timeline mastery is consistency. You shift and stay shifted. You hold the frequency longer than the old one can survive. And when things feel off or heavy, that's not failure. That's feedback. It's a sign to pause, realign, and choose again. You're not here to control the simulation. You're here to collaborate with it. So how do you shift? Let's say you want more money. Not just wishing for it, but becoming the version of you who already lives in abundance. That version of you feels calm when you open your banking app. You tip generously. You don't obsess over prices at the grocery store. You trust there's more where that came from. To align with that timeline, you have to tune to his signal. That means changing your self-talk, your energetic posture, and your micro decisions. Stop checking your account with dread. That $5 coffee? Buy it because it helps you feel like the version of you who can afford small luxuries with ease. Not because you're being careless, but because you're tuning into abundance. And once you reach that state of abundance, stay in it for as long as you can. That's how you stabilize the frequency and align with timelines where abundance is normal. Speak as if it's already unfolding. Money keeps showing up for me in the coolest ways. It's not a trick. It's not about pretending. It's about becoming emotionally fluent in the reality you want, until it's the only one that makes sense. Because timelines don't respond to your desires, they respond to your frequency. By now you understand that your frequency determines the timeline you experience. But what if that's only part of the story? Because you don't just shift timelines, you shift dimensions. And when you do, the simulation glitches. Tiny seams start to show in the fabric of reality. That's why you feel déjà vu. It's not a memory. It's a bleed-through, a moment your soul recognizes because it's lived it in another version of this timeline. It's not imagination. It's an echo. And you've had other clues too. Like the dream that felt more real than waking life, or that strange pull out of your body before sleep. That's not your mind wandering. That's your consciousness traveling. That's an OBE, an out-of-body experience. Your awareness leaves the avatar and explores non-physical planes. Same with NDEs, near-death experiences. They're not hallucinations. They're what happens when the player briefly detaches from the game and sees what's behind the screen. All these events are windows, moments when the veil thins. And the veil is dimensional density. Let's break it down. There are at least 12 core dimensions in this universe, layered like frequencies on a dial. Each one vibrates at a different bandwidth of reality. Beyond them, 144 subdimensional layers form the hidden scaffolding of existence. You're not meant to be confined to just one, because you're not just human. You're a multidimensional being, already living across timelines, planes, and potentials. And you're not moving through them. You're tuning into them. Each dimension holds a different version of reality. You live in the third dimension, a realm of physical form where space, time, and duality shape your experience. But your soul operates across all of them. When you dream, daydream, imagine, recall a past life, or feel future déjà vu, you're slipping between these frequencies. Everything we've talked about, déjà vu, dreams, OBEs, NDEs, manifestations, timeline jumps, they all point to one truth. Reality isn't fixed. It's flexible. And you are not just a passive observer in it. You are a signal sender, a timeline jumper, a dreamer who remembers. You are a multidimensional being. You exist across multiple versions, layers, and experiences, not just the one you see in the mirror. And whether it's a dream, a gut feeling, a flash of memory, or a sudden shift, you're constantly tuning into those other versions of you. Every thought, feeling, and choice sends out a frequency. You're not waiting for your life to change. You're tuning into the version of you that's already living it. The most powerful shifts happen when you're not just thinking about change, but feeling it, living it, being it. Not later. Now. Because this wasn't just about learning something new. It was about remembering who you've always been, the creator of your reality, the chooser of your path. You are the one you've been waiting for. If this message sparked something within you, follow the thread. Like, subscribe, and share your experience in the comments. Your voice creates ripples. Your story matters. Let others know they're not imagining things. They're awakening.